Now this has been in my car for a while, might be a little warped, but you can see the difference. These are both Primo's calls, hot dog, little dog. The size of this reed is going to be a lot, the pitch of this is going to be a lot deeper than this. So we'll try a challenge howl with this. Alright, 2 seconds, and then just shut it off. Up, shut it off, just like that. Alright, and when you're howling, as you notice, I put the call at a 45-degree angle up in the air. It's not really because coyotes vocalize up in the air. It kind of is, but that's how you make the best contact with the reed. That's how it's designed. So both things come into play there. So that was the hot dog challenge howl. I showed you the yips, and you can put it together. I'll do some yips, I'll howl, and then I'll end up with some yips. Just like that. Alright? You just put it together, and how I usually howl, I'll howl, I'll stop, I'll howl, I'll stop, I'll wait, and if I did it twice that time, I'll do it 3 times that time, and that'd be it. Because they're not going to, coyotes east of Mississippi, they don't vocalize a lot. So if you howl, do just a couple sets. Now, my favorite to use, and I became really good at it from the very beginning, I started using open reed calls. I think that's why it's my favorite. I can do it and it sounds pretty much right on. If you've ever seen, and this is tragic, but if you've ever seen a dog get hit by a car or something, or get hurt, it starts whimpering, right? So it's the same thing with a coyote. Excuse me. So if you shoot a coyote and it drops, and then there's another coyote that could possibly be in the area, or it was with it, you might want to throw up a coyote. And what that is, Randy Anderson, he made it famous. The coyote is just a wounded coyote. So it sounds something like this. Alright, all you're doing is very close to the tip, and you're bringing it in and out of your lip, and you're making your jaw quiver. Alright, so that's going to make it sound like a wounded coyote. So if you shoot one and it drops, and you think there's another coyote in the area, you can do the wounded coyote, the coyote, and hopefully get that other one in, because it's either going to help him out or eat him. Alright, coyotes will eat anything. So that's another thing that you can do with an open reed call, not with the closed reed call, the coyote. Now another thing that I've done in my videos, the coyote's diet in the east is a lot more vast than just the coyotes in the west. There's coyotes in the west that got rabbits, they eat other stuff, but a coyote in the east has a multitude, it has a buffet, if you will. So woodpeckers, birds, all that stuff are on a coyote's menu. And this, what I'm going to show you right here, bird distress, is another thing to just put in your toolbox that you can use if you ever run into a dry spot where you can't call any coyotes in. This might work. And it sounds like this. And all you're doing is very close to the tip, and you're just rolling your tongue like this. You're just blowing air into it. And it's the same effect as if with a cottontail in distress. Very intense initial hit, and you taper it off after that. Do another segment, taper it off, do another segment, and then 4 or 5 segments, just hold off, just wait and look around. Alright? So that's the different things that you can do with open reed calls. That's why I love open reed calls. And the little dog, by far, is probably my favorite. Now another one you could do is a fawn in distress. Now fawn in distress is by far my hardest to do with an open reed call. I actually have a fawn in distress closed reed call back home. It's not with my kit right now, but you can buy them in closed reed. All I have is this open reed, and you can do it with an open reed. Basically all you're going to do is get as deep as you can, as deep as the pitch is what I mean, and what it's going to sound like. If you ever heard a fawn in the wild, it sounds it sounds like a little baby crying, and it's saying, "Mom!" That's all it does. And it kind of sounds like a goat, too. So, what you're going to do is, that first initial hit, boom, it just got hit by a coyote or whatever, some predator, and you're going to be, "Mom!" like real intense, and you're going to taper off after that. The lungs are a little bigger, so you can draw it out just a little bit longer. It'll sound something like this. Alright, like I said, that I don't really use fawn in distress with the open reed that much. I have it on my closed reed, and it's a good tool to use because coyotes love fawns. And you know what they love even more? They love unborn fawns. And that's what we're trying to do with this Spring Coyote Management that I've been preaching to you guys. It's not just the newborn fawns that they'll get. They'll take down a doe, basically cut it open, and eat the newborn fawn, unborn fawn I should say, out from inside its mother. And it sounds bad, and it's just what predators do. It's in their primitive brain. Alright? That's their instinct to do. It's like candy to them. Sounds bad, but it's the truth. That's what they do. So we're, in that sense, they're taking down 2 deer out of our population. The unborn fawn and the mother. So that's why I've been preaching and preaching and preaching. Spring Coyote Management is what we got to get our heads focused on during this time of year. So, like I said, it's difficult for me to do with open reed call, but all it takes is practice. And that's one I need to be practicing more because it is an awesome tool to have in my toolbox. Right there, I hope you guys learned a lot from all these calls, how to use them, closed reed, open reed, the difference between them. And I hope it helps you guys in the woods. And I hope you guys get in your mind and preach to your buddies and to your friends about this. If they haven't been seeing deer around lately, that it might be geared towards this. So this might help everyone out during when deer season rolls around. So hope you guys learned a lot. Catch you in a bit.